got my baby. And they took her because she's found out what I've done.
What'd you do?
She has video implicating all of us. And there is no way he's letting our girl out of there alive.
Frank, how are you, man?
I'm good, my brother. Shall I call you doctor?
Whatever you want, you can call me, man.
I call you doctor.
It's my pleasure. You know, like I've been following you so much, and you are so a reference in terms of action films in modern movies. And like you are one of those actors that change a movie. I can tell you that.
Brother, that's the biggest compliment someone can give me. Thank you.
You know, it's curious for me why in history, basically, action movies are related to any political ambience. And this is no exception. Why do you think that we always want to tell most of action movies related to any political ambience and a political, dictator or situation that has to do with politics?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal question that nobody's ever asked me. I'll tell you why. And because I have a lot of friends that are special ops guys, right? And most of action movies are generated around these special human beings that have the ability to risk their lives every day and go into these high target areas. And I think politically, it serves the backdrop most and most authentically, because that's what special forces guys are. They're political weapons.
Yeah.
Right. And without the political conflicts that are everywhere, as we see, and the way America is involved in things, both for good reason and for not, that lends itself to heroes, to people who are risking their lives for the greater good. And I think that's what makes for a great movie.
You know, I was having that conversation with some friends, and they said that we see these people, they go to rescue others, to fight against someone is bad. It's probably it's how people wants to be there and represent their cause.
Right.
Like you guys, the actors, that you portray these action heroes. You are like the representation of me, of any Venezuelan that goes to want to fight any dictator. That's why I think sometimes we create fictionals. Situation that looks like it.
I agree with you. And in Western society, we're so used to, we're such under the blanket of protection. We think that our ideologies and our political, the way we are set up politically is for the greater good of everybody. And the reality is that's not true. And it's not true. And it's sad, but it's the reality. And the United States has done things that I'm certainly not proud to be an American at times, because they've done things for their own interests under the guise of democracy.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think people just need to be savvy about who they follow, or who they what ideology is the right ideology for them, and without shoving it down their throats in a film. I think there's a way to kind of go, hey, this is what's going on in Venezuela. By the way, for real, it's really going on there. It's a hotbed. I mean, it's a dangerous place, and it's also an amazing place. Mm-hmm. It could be economically hugely successful, and because of politics, because of corruption, it's going through a very difficult time. And so there you have it. There's your heroes. The guys who are willing to sacrifice to either free people or help a cause that is for the greater good of human beings, not for money.
In this movie, you're the main character. Isn't it different when you have to be like a supporting actor in an action movie than being like a main character that you have to show off and take the mission as a leader? Is any different for you, like in your mindset?
Yes, it's entirely different. As the leader, you have to take on that mindset that you're responsible for all these people, right? In many ways. And as a supporting actor, I'm there to be a part of helping the leader. And it's a very different mindset. It's a very different mindset. In this movie, I wasn't friends with them. I was responsible for them. Mm-hmm. And I like doing both. I really do, because I'm a natural leader. I have 3 sons, and I'm a stoic. I'm a stoic father. I raise my children in a very stoic way. And that's how that's how my character was in the film. But when I'm not that, and I'm trying to then become a follower, someone who's got to take orders, it's very difficult for me.
Exactly.
But I like doing it because it's difficult for me. Yeah.
Oh, you like difficult things. Difficult,
I do. I like
challenging.
Yeah, I like the challenge. You know, if it gets too easy, if I'm not nervous, something's wrong.
But you are also one of the few actors that always is in shape. Like for you, it's a task. It's not just for a movie. It's a lifestyle that you have. And we can see it in this movie because you portrayed like a real military guy. Because you've been long too, and you have friends like you mentioned.
Yeah, and you know, the greatest compliment I could get paid, Ruben, is when my buddies who were special forces guy, high level special ops guys, they call me and they go, dude, thank you. You looked great. You looked like we look. You sound like we sound. You don't talk too much. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's, you know, and that's what we try to do with this movie. John and I agreed immediately. John Swab and I said, cut the dialogue, because he rewrote the script. And we said, let's cut the dialogue, man. This is not about what I'm saying. It's me trying to accomplish something. Let the other guys talk. And, you know, and that again is part of the stoic way. Say less, do more.
I agree. Yeah. And just to close, man, I have seen you doing also villains, but now you're a hero. It's also like a different, because for me, I have seen you on both sides and your look is different. Your body language is different. Everything is different. It is something because you have also worked with John Swab before. And it's something you guys talk, because for me, your body language is so different that I remember you now in one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years is The Winter Soldier, when you look, okay, we know this guy is not good. But now you're a hero. You want to do something good. And your body language, your aura is different. How do you work that? Is that with the director or from the script?
It's both. It's both. And sometimes it's not in the script, so you have to create it yourself. And I'm repeating myself, but where the mind goes, the body follows. So you strong imagination, strong, it's hours and hours and hours and days and weeks of putting your mind in a place that creates the body. It creates the behavior. And it's kind of, I don't even realize it. I don't realize it, you know, and so the biggest compliment, again, Ruben, is when you recognize something that I'm doing naturally without realizing. And I love it, because that's what's fun about, look, there's a lot of characters, a lot of actors I watch, and I like them, but it's the same guy. It's the same guy. A lot of times with the same clothes, and he says the same things. It's just a different action circumstance. And that doesn't interest me. I want to try to make it different.
Action is one of my favorite genre, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. Frank, thank you so much, man. I'm a really fan of your work.
Thank you.
I follow you everywhere. This is a privilege. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I had no idea what got himself into down here.